Here in section 9.3, application of linear equation. So when it says application of linear equation, basically means given word problems, use the information from the word problems, and then solve for the variables that is asked in the question. So our first word problem stated, a rectangular Persian carpet has a perimeter of 240 inches. The length of the carpet is 20 inches more than the width. What are the dimensions of the carpet? So the question is asking what are the dimensions of the carpet, meaning find the length and find the width. So we don't know what length is, and then the width, same thing. Now we do know that the perimeter of the rectangular carpet is 240 inches. And we know that the formula for perimeter is twice the length plus twice the width. Now, the one thing we do know for length, because it states right here, the length of the carpet is 20 inches more than the width. So we know that the length is equal to 20 more than the width. So when it says 20 inches more than the width, it basically means width plus 20. So we're going to use these two equations. What I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute 240 into P, and then I'm going to substitute this equation into that L, because right here, my second equation, length is equal to width plus 20, or represented by here, this sentence, the length of the carpet is 20 inches more than the width. And the reason I'm plugging this equation into here is because you'll see that when I simplify, it will become to one variable, which is easier to solve. So I'm going to use this equation right here, the perimeter formula, which is P equals 2 or twice the length plus 2 of the width or twice the width. Now at the moment, it's impossible to solve. Now if I plug in 240 for the perimeter, which is the P, it's still impossible to solve when you have two different variables with one equation. So that's why when I made the second equation to represent this sentence, the length of the carpet is 20 inches more than width, here I'm going to plug this part for L. So it's going to be 240 equal to 2 times W plus 20 and then plus 2W. So again, all I do is plug this in for L. Now when I simplify this, meaning distribute the 2 that's outside the parenthesis, it will be 240 equals to 2W plus 40 and then plus 2W. Here I can combine the two W's together because they have the same variable. So it'll be 240 equal to 4W plus 40. So now I was able to simplify where this equation have one variable to solve, which means that you should be able to find the answer for W. Alright, now from there, cancel out the plus 40. So it's going to be 200 equal to 4W. So from there, I'm going to divide by 4 to get W by itself. So W, or width, will equal to 200 divided by 4, which is 50. So 50 inches. Now going back to this equation for length, length is equal to W, which is 50, so I'm going to plug in 50 plus 20. So length, or L, is equal to 70 inches. So that will be our final answer for the width and length. So let me box that up. So this is what you have to do when asked involving width perimeter. You can do the same setup, well, a similar setup if we were talking about area, but it may require a few more steps when it might involve with quadratic variables. But essentially is that you formulate or create two equations when involving with two variables, two unknown variables, in this case length and width, and then basically combining or plugging one equation in another, just like what I did here. And when I simplify, I was able to have a part of the equation with one type of variable, in this case width. Combine the width together, it enabled me to solve the equation and find the answer for width. Then backtracking to the one of the equations I formulate in order to find length.